Alright, YouTube, it's me, David Harry, your favourite YouTuber and vlogger. So in this video, I'm going to point out some really kind of like, ropey stuff here, some very sneaky stuff by Apple, which is going to hopefully have people questioning why are there certain differences with the data bandwidths that are used on the new iPhone 15, as in some of them only do 480 megabits per second, and then some of them do up to 10 gigabits per second. Now, just before I go any further, this video won't have any cutaways or anything like that, because I uploaded a video earlier on where I'd used imagery from the Apple event, and YouTube banned the video before even I tried to get it to go live. So basically, I'm not going to tempt anything about this video getting banned, so no images from Apple and stuff. And on that point, what gets me with that is since yesterday, the world and her husband have been doing tons of videos using footage of the Apple event but they all seem to be going up and no one seems to get their videos banned. So I'm wondering if my video got banned because it is on a small channel that's not monetized, in which case Apple can't make the money off the adverts. Who knows? Anyways, so the iPhone 15 and the 15 Plus can only do 480 megabits per second, whereas the 15 Pro and Pro Max can both do up to 10 gigabits per second. Now, initially, you might be thinking to yourself, well, do you know what, Dave? Maybe that's down to the system on chip, the SoC or the processor, because obviously the two lower iPhones in the 15 series are both using the A16 processor, and the two higher iPhones, the Pro and the Pro Max, are both using the new A17 Pro processor. So what you might also be thinking is this: well, you know what? The A16 was originally designed to go into iPhones that only had the Lightning port on them, and the Lightning port, being essentially USB 2, was only ever capable of carrying or transmitting 480 megabits per second. So basically, maybe the two lower iPhone 15s are just kind of suffering because that system on chip just wasn't capable of doing the higher speeds, because it was only ever meant to do 480 megabits per second due to Lightning. So obviously we put that in a phone that's got USB-C on it, but it's still going to be limited. Even though it's got the hardware socket for USB-C, it is still hamstrung due to 480 megabits per second off Lightning. Now, initially, that seems like a very reasonable thing to think. However, check this out. This is an iPad mini 6, right? It has USB-C on it. Now, if I remember correctly, this has got an A13 chip in it, as well as a number of other devices that have A13 chips in them. Now, the A13 chips in the iPhones can only do 480 megabits per second due to the Lightning port. However, this thing here with the same chip in can do 5 gigabits per second over the USB-C port. Now, what that's telling me is one of two things. Either the chipset is just capable of handling high bandwidth full stop, regardless of whether or not the device has got Lightning or USB-C on it, or indeed what Apple may have done is slightly redesigned the SoC for this particular iPad and gave it a little bit extra, as in a new controller on the SoC so it could increase the speeds. Now, no matter which way you look at that, they could just have easily have done it either way for the iPhone 15 normal standard and the iPhone 15 Plus. So what this is telling me is that there is absolutely no reason whatsoever why the 15 and the 15 Plus could not have had the faster USB-C speeds, as in the 10 gigabit speeds as opposed to 480 megabits per second. So I am totally calling BS on this one and basically saying Apple are just doing the same as they normally do, which is being Apple. Anyways, I'm all pissed off here for two reasons. One, because YouTube banned my previous video, obviously on the instruction of Apple, who claimed copyright on it. And the second reason why I'm pissed off is because of all this Apple shenanigans, which they don't need to do, but they constantly will do it. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts on this. I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.